Syria has celebrated its first new year in 5 decades free of the Assad family's rule. Fireworks lit up one of the main squares in central Damascus as Syrians welcomed 2025 with high hopes for their future. The fall of the regime last month has allowed activists and ordinary people to speak openly for the first time about what they want the country to become. Now, while some groups are connecting to unify their efforts, others are attempting to play down a quick transition to new governance. DW's Rama Jarmakani reports from the capital, Damascus.
Samer Dahi, research director at the National Building Movement, has spent years advocating for stronger civil society in Syria, even with little hope of progress under the old regime. Amid today's historic opportunity for change, we met Dahi in Damascus to find out what he hopes to achieve.
Our goal is that Syrians or civil society be an integral part of the political process.
The National Building Movement, established in 2016, has been organizing events to help Syrians better understand the concept of citizenship. Now, Dahi is collaborating with groups and activists both inside and outside Syria, focusing on what he views as the nation's priorities.
We need to prioritize establishing a governing body, any transitional body. It must include independent figures known for their dedication to working for Syria. They are known for their neutrality during this conflict and must clearly declare that they will not be part of any future authority.
Rather than waiting to see what Syria's new leaders will do, some civil society advocates have decided to take a proactive step, taking their demands to the streets.
We want to tell other Syrians that there is another voice on the Syrian streets, one that demands a state for all and a state of law.
Today, we want to raise our voices to say that we're one nation. We do not agree with some of the violations taking place in certain areas. This was not familiar to many Syrians.
This was not familiar to many Syrians.
I'm here to listen to those on the streets. Perhaps I will hear an idea that I like and agree with.
Meanwhile, voices from the other side are calling for patience.
For years, the regime was responsible for corruption, theft, murder and secret prisons. You want us to establish a state in just 20 days? Be patient.
With all my respect for the demands that call for giving the government time, these gatherings are not meant to harm the government as much as they're meant to draw its attention to other points that need to be addressed.
Whether their demands are urgent or details to be worked out over time is one of the new Syria's emerging fault lines. But for each day, their concerns about civil society are dismissed. The more these advocates have to worry that the country might be heading toward a different form of tyranny.
And we can hear more from the Syrian group we saw just there in that report, Nation Building Movement. Anas Jude is the founder and director of the group and joins me now from Damascus. Welcome. We've heard there many have concerns that a future government in Syria may not offer the freedoms that people are now expecting and hoping for. Do you share those concerns?
Of course, those are very deep concerns. Let's just establish at the beginning that this transition should not fail at all. We have to put all our efforts that we can manage to go hand by hand for the future, because the alternative will be disaster. We don't have army, we don't have institutions, we don't have any kind of process of national reconciliation, even if it's earlier to talk about this. But we have a very a space that is full of oil, and any spark can explode everything. For this, our concerns are very high, especially when the de facto government, the taking care government came in power. They start to take control of the judiciary, the associations, the syndicates and unions. We know that most of the elections were done under the Ba'ath Party before they were non-representative, but this doesn't mean that those bodies don't at least represent some ideas in the society. The talk that they are talking now about the national dialogue, until now we don't know anything about this dialogue, who will be there, how the people will be chosen. This is, of course, we are the one who are asking that they will be calmed down now for such dramatic measures in the public sphere. Not like the things that are about security, about daily life. Of course, we push that everything will be in a hurry for those things. But for the dramatic, the big change in the society, they have to take to be calm about it. The main point.
What do you make of the de facto ruler, if I may ask, al-Sharat? He specifically has not really spoken with anyone like yourself within Syria about shaping this new country. Do you trust him?
It's not about trust in politics. It's about check and balance. It's not. I am not make a friendship with him or he will be part of my family. No, it's about check and balances, and we don't have any kind of check and balances now in the system. We need people to be engaged in decision making. We need people to be aware of what's the plan. We even the diplomats are asking them now for a roadmap for the transition, even a roadmap for the roadmap of the transition, how we will create it. No answer at all. It's only tests. We understand this. It's not that we are just attacking. We understand this, but we are saying it's not only about consultations with religious leaders. We respect all the religions, and we know we need everybody, all the minorities, so-called minorities, if you want to say that like this, to be represented. But it's more about Syria, have a very rich society, about liberals, leftists, middle class, Kurds, others. All those should be representative in somehow, in some interim government, some interim body, at least some kind of commission to organize this dialogue. The main point that we should advocate on it now, all of us, is the starting point. The starting point is some kind of government that is shared government, representative government, from people all around that can represent at least most of the Syrian spectrum in a way that people can feel that they can have trust in this government and to create some kind of check and balances mechanism for this period.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today. That is Anas Jude, founder of the group, the Nation Building Movement, speaking to us today from Damascus.